JC, how you merge two protagonists from different movies into one new hero. First, let's look at some craft needed to make a great hero. I loved these movies growing up, so I'm so excited to talk about them today. Can you tell? Let's begin. The protagonist's want is the external goal hinted at in the setup. What do they think is wrong with their life? And what external circumstances do they want to take place to change or improve this? The protagonist will then spend the adventure trying to get this tangible thing, and they will either succeed or fail in the climax. Matilda's want is...
One night, she got up her courage and asked her father for something she desperately wanted. A book?
She wants to be acknowledged and valued for her intelligence and uniqueness. This is externalized through her actions of immersing herself in books and the desire to go to school.
I want to be in school. I told you I was supposed to start school in September.
From the start, Matilda's parents completely dismiss her, treating her as a nuisance. They refuse to send her to school until...
Use the rod, beat the child. That's my motto.
Terrific motto.
Her school headmistress, Miss Trunchbull, is abusive and harsh and becomes an ongoing barrier to Matilda's want. She treats Matilda like scum.
Because I'm big and you're small, and I'm right and you're wrong, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Matilda longs for an adult who can understand her. When she meets Miss Honey, a kind and supportive teacher, Matilda sees an opportunity to achieve her want.
What do you like to read?
Everything. But lately I've been reading Charles Dickens.
Later though, this external goal transitions into something greater. She wants to prove her worth and protect the people she loves. Side note, I had to re-watch Madeline to make sure that I remembered it perfectly in my head and that everything I'm saying here today makes sense. I wept like a baby. It was so heartwarming and heartbreaking. Madeline's want is...
So let's eat. But we're not allowed. Poo-poo. Come on.
She wants to express her own opinions, living life on her terms. This is externalized through her actions of bravery and rebellion, and the desire to save her school.
I'm staying right here. We all are.
From the start, Madeline's classmates treat her as naive and a bit of a nuisance.
Trust Madeline to get us all in trouble.
They do come to recognise her leadership, however. Even Pepito, who first thought she was nothing but an obnoxious little girl.
Is there meant to be a clown at the party?
The only clown here is you. Don't worry, Madeline. I won't leave without you. I promise.
Thank you, Pepito.
The school's owner, Lord Covington, Lord Cuckoo-Face, is strict and pompous and becomes an ongoing barrier to Madeline's want.
What did you call me?
Lord, Covington.
Oh, no, you didn't. You called me Lord Cuckoo-Face.
Miss Clavell understands Madeline's want, though, and tries her best to guide her.
That boy's a bad hat.
No, I don't think you should judge people too quickly.
But I guess I understood him quickly.
Anyway, Madeline often takes matters into her own hands, showing her determination to protect the other girls and be brave, even when she's given very little power.
Give Pepito back right now, or I'll go get Miss Clavell.
Miss Clavell, I'm terrified, really.
Can Matilda prove her intelligence and uniqueness in a world that doesn't value her? Answer, yes, but in a way she didn't expect. Can Madeline express her own opinions to save her school? Answer, yes, but in a way she didn't expect.
I know why you're doing this.
What?
It's because you're all alone, isn't it?
Okay, writers, so for the want, Ask yourself, what is my character's primary external goal? What decisive actions are they taking? What does my character believe will happen if they achieve their want? How will this external success change their life? Are they unaware that achieving their want might not lead to happiness? What is the inciting incident that forces my character to pursue their want? Good question. How does the external conflict or antagonist create obstacles to my character's want? Is the antagonist, person or force, actively trying to stop the protagonist from reaching their goal? Or are they a backdrop that complicates the protagonist's journey? How is the want tied to the external world? And what does it say about society or the character's environment? Now, what else is needed to make a great hero? The protagonist's need is the internal goal hinted at the setup and usually relates to the story's theme. The need is something the protagonist does not know or refuses to believe will make them complete. Matilda's need is to feel loved and accepted for who she truly is, not just because she is intelligent or has powers or whatever. Through her bond with Miss Honey, she learns that emotional connection and acceptance are just as powerful as any skill or gift.
You were born into a family that doesn't always appreciate you, but one day things are going to be very different.
Madeline's need is to learn the value of connection. While she yearns to express herself, she doesn't always realize how deeply her relationship with the other girls and Miss Clavel shapes her sense of belonging.
I'm fine. I'm so scared.
As she faces danger and adventure, Madeline learns that the people around her are her true family, and that's what she needs to fight for.
She's here! She's here! Madeline's back! I'm so
Can Matilda learn to embrace love and acceptance instead of just using her abilities to survive? Answer: yes. Through her newfound bond with Miss Honey, she learns the true meaning of family and love.
Did you know that the heart of a mouse beats at the rate of 650 times a minute?
Hi. Where'd you learn that?
Can Madeline find fulfillment in the family she has created rather than the self-expression she seeks?
Noblest dog in France, you shall have your vengeance.
Answer: yes.
Well, I can't drive something like this.
Yes, you can, Peter. You can do it.
Through her adventures, she discovers that connection with others is equally important to self-expression. So writers, for the need, ask yourself, what does my character need in order to become a fully realized person? How does the character's need challenge their existing beliefs? What assumptions do they have about themselves or the world that need to be shattered in order to fulfill their need? What will happen if the character refuses to confront their need? How might the character's life become more difficult? Or how might they be emotionally unfulfilled without addressing this need? What is the turning point in the story when the character starts to recognize what they truly need? How does this realization affect their relationship with other characters? And how does it shift their actions moving forward? How does my character's need affect the emotional tone of the story? Is the need something that will be met with joy or sadness? Does the need bring catharsis? Or is it a bittersweet discovery? How does the need connect to the story's deeper philosophical or moral questions? Is the need a representation of personal growth, or does it challenge societal views in some way? Something to think about. What else is needed to make a great hero? This past experience has made the protagonist who they are, and is most likely why they want what they want and need what they need. The wound is never explicitly shown in some stories, but is mentioned through subtext and character behavior, especially character behavior. In Matilda, the wound is Matilda's childhood neglect and rejection by her parents. protagonists. They do not understand or appreciate her talents, and often belittle her.
I'm fed up with all this reading. You're a wormwood, you start acting like one.
This experience has shaped Matilda into someone who is distrustful of authority and has learned to rely only on herself. It's really a depressing story when you break it down like this.
And where are her parents? She's a ward of the church. She has no parents. They died when she was very small.
Madeline's wound comes from being an orphan. Although she has a lively and adventurous spirit, the feeling of lack of family weighs heavily on her.
I need a home too.
Madeline, you will always have a home.
But it won't always be with you, will it? Will it?
It leads her to act out and test the limits of what she can get away with. Can Matilda heal the wound caused by her neglectful parents and learn to trust others? Answer: yes. When Matilda is adopted by Miss Honey and overcomes her parents' rejection.
You're not gonna be calling us for support payments or something like that, huh?
Oh, no. We'll have everything we need. Don't worry.
All right, here.
Can Madeline overcome her sense of loneliness and use it as a way to connect with others? Answer: yes. When she realizes that her grief can lead to empathy for others.
My parents probably don't even want me back.
You are a lot of trouble. But you know, you have got charisma.
He's got charisma.
He's got charisma.
So writers, for the wound, ask yourself, what emotional or psychological scar has shaped my character's worldview? How does this wound influence the way they make decisions or interact with others? How does the wound manifest in the character's behaviour? Is it shown through avoidance, anger, self-sabotage, or another form of defence? How do others perceive this wound? And do they understand its origin? What is my character's primary coping mechanism for dealing with their wound? How does this coping mechanism help and hurt them in their journey? How can the wound be healed by the end of the story? What actions, realizations, or relationships are necessary for the protagonist to confront and heal this wound? Does the character believe their wound is permanent, or do they have hope that it can be healed? How does the character's belief, or lack thereof, influence their actions throughout the story? Now, what else is needed to make a great hero? Well, the relationship between everything else mentioned in this video. How does the interaction between the want, need, and wound affect the character's transformation? Is the need what drives the character to fully heal their wound? Perhaps think about how the character's want interferes with their ability to acknowledge their need. With Miss Honey's help, Matilda recognises that love and connection are more important than proving herself intellectually. And Miss Honey's acceptance of Matilda's gifts heals the wound of parental rejection, demonstrating that the need ultimately helps heal the wound. You get me?
Why would she want some snotty, disobedient kid?
Because she's a spectacularly wonderful child and I love her.
Does the character fail to achieve their want, but still succeed in fulfilling their need? If so, how does this play out emotionally? What is the final choice my character must make, and how does it relate to their want, need, and wound? Is the character willing to sacrifice their want to fulfill their need? At the climax, Madeline's want, need, and wound all combine in this heart-wrenching speech.
I thought you were mean, Lord Covington, but you're not. I understand now.
Please go away.
I lost my family too, a long time ago. But they're not really gone, are they? Please, Lord Covington, she wouldn't want you to sell it.
She's brave enough to express her mind, want. She accepts that her family isn't truly gone, wound. And she realizes who she's fighting for, need. She's fighting for her family, which includes Lord Covington, Lord Cuckoo Face.
What's Lord Cuckoo Butt doing here?
In what ways does the antagonist or opposing force mirror the protagonist's want, need, or wound? Does the antagonist face a similar struggle? And how does this create thematic resonance between the protagonist and antagonist?
giving me grey hair.
Can I see?
No.
Miss Clavel, while not an antagonist in the traditional sense, serves as a foil to Madeline.
Madeline's had a hectic and sleepless evening. She's emotionally drained and needs her rest.
Miss Clavel's need is stability and control, as she manages the school with strict rules. Feet. While Madeline's want is self-expression and rebellion, Miss Clavel's wound is perhaps an overcautiousness born from her responsibility for the girls. Both characters struggle with authority and control, but Miss Clavel ultimately comes to realize the importance of allowing the girls, especially Madeline, to express themselves more freely within the context of the family they have created. In this sense, Miss Clavel's growth mirrors Madeline's, as they both learn that love and security are more important than control. How can the protagonist's emotional journey, tied to their want, need, and wound, provide an opportunity for readers to reflect on their own lives? Matilda's emotional journey teaches audiences about the importance of self-acceptance and the value of nurturing relationships. Her struggle with her wound of neglect and her desire for validation from her parents resonates with anyone who has ever felt misunderstood or rejected.
I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Her ultimate realization that love and acceptance from others can heal emotional scars provides a universal message about the power of human connection and personal growth. Madeline's journey encourages audiences to reflect on the importance of family and the complexity of independence. Madeline starts with a desire to live life on her own terms, but through her adventures, she learns that emotional fulfillment comes from belonging to a supportive group.
I miss the girls. I miss Clavel.
Her realization about the importance of emotional bonds invites audiences to reflect on how their own relationships shape their personal growth. Don't you think? Now it's time to introduce you to the new hero you've all been waiting for. Want, need, wound. If you are clear on what these things are for your hero, ensure every story beat expresses them in some way, so by the time that the hero either achieves their need and heals their wound, or achieves their want at the expense of their need or wound, or aligns with all three, the audience will be exhilarated to find out how your story ends. Until the next smash, bye! I feel like a news presenter in this blazer. And on today's weather, cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
He's got charisma. He's got charisma. You're all googly-eyed.
If you care to find me, then 10 hours and skies. Should I do one on Wicked?